for a mama crop at the department number 1 channel and use the coso any the about my near or share up upon a son so that women now what in some eye coso any the about or my bemo kuchima and some year son and say, hey, some do I moved to pass a year back out and the actual marsh for say, I am quite near Cotier and some eye coso any the about or my name as a bar, yes, also near the account at the amount yashafo.
Today, since 1 p.m. up to 8 p.m., Iyoko have been interrogating Kwabena Boahene here on the Ghana water situation. They said Ghana Water has been paying some money to the National Signals Bureau, and that money has been stolen, chopped by him. We thought it was factual. We didn't know that it would take such many hours of interrogation for the Attorney General and his team to come to certain conclusions. But before all of these interrogations were done, even before he was charged, the same problem that everyone complains about the prosecution. This is what the Attorney General told the media.
A diligent investigation team came across yet another scheme hatched by Mr. Boahene, this time involving Ghana Water Company Limited. This criminal enterprise involved the purported provision of secured internet services to Ghana Water Company Limited by the erstwhile Bureau of National Communications, now National Signals Bureau. The contract document showed that Ghana Water was to pay BNC, that is the National BNC, the sum of 650,000 Ghana cedis every 2 weeks for secured internet services from BNC, that is the Bureau of National Communications.
So that's what the Attorney General said. He said it's a criminal, purported. These were the words used by the distinguished lawyer, the leader of the Ghana Bar Association. Criminal, purported. Every journalist in that room walked away believing that Kwabena Boahene had stolen a lot of money from Ghana Water Company. That Kwabena Boahene is this very powerful guy who was sitting at National Signals Bureau. His boss is the National Security Coordinator. His boss is the National Security Minister. Their bosses are the President of Ghana. The National Security Minister sits in cabinet. Ghana Water Company is under the Ministry of Sanitation. There's a minister there. But Kwabena Boahene was able to siphon 650,000 Ghana cedis from Ghana Water Company every week or every 2 weeks. And all of these systems, including the banks, didn't realize. It is the Attorney General and his team who found out 2-3 years later when the Attorney General came into office. It is then that he found out that all of these people had been hoodwinked. The President, the Cabinet, the National Security Apparatus, the Ghana Water Company Board, the board chairman of Ghana Water Company, the Managing Director of Ghana Water Company. And I'm saying that because all of these people are not the complainants. The Ghana Water Company is not the complainant. The Managing Director of Ghana Water Company is not the complainant. The former board chairman of Ghana Company is not what the complainant. The National Security Coordinator is not the complainant. The National Security Minister is not the complainant. So they didn't see it. So this Kwabena Boahene, such a genius, as they are portraying him, I believe that he's a genius, but he's a genius in the right way. Very competent electrical engineer he is. Extremely competent. Anybody says that. Everybody says that. Now, they say that this guy was able to hoodwink the entire system and stole 650 Ghana cedis every week. Because his account shows that he has money, or his lifestyle shows that he has money. He has a car rental company. Apparently, they have gone to seize the cars of the car rental company and told the car rental people that Interpol is looking for those cars without showing an iota shred of any document from Interpol that they are looking for these cars. But they've taken the cars and they are keeping it. He has patience. He knows that the law will work, so he has patience. Now, after the Attorney General told the press this, and every journalist, including our reporter, walked away believing that, hey, Kwabena Boahene there, Crawford, yes, you're going to yes, hey, now, ultimately, we are 49 million, oh, yeah, Ghana Water, so we see we are because that is what the impression that the Attorney General left them with. And that is so grossly unfair and inhuman.
Therefore,
Because this is a democracy. He works.
in the oh my man was soon. They go to our witty, measure pants, and witty now and drink our for science, which are very fair. Eddie, mammy, our comments. Was it comes a ha a Ghanatube, so measure pants or comment no Jana. Now we Janet, the ability me a kind, dear, just say, you who are into me and kind, and someone so a bit to us so is
For the state. Today, they have been asking Kwabena Boahene questions for 6 to 7 hours. They just finished. They let him go. Yesterday, they granted him bail after a lot of conversations, after a lot of pressure. Everybody saying that you can't do what you are doing. You can't do what you're doing. The amount of pressure Dominic Aini has had over this Kwabena Boahene thing, I don't think that he's had pressure on any matter in his life as a lecturer and as a parliamentarian ever. The amount of pressure he's had. And he's had amount of pressure from his own people, who are telling him that, Attorney General, this is not working. Because they are watching Good Evening Ghana, and Good Evening Ghana said, oh, the guy was arrested in this way. Oh, the guy was not allowed to do this. Oh, the judge said this. Oh, and they are telling Attorney General that, let Attorney General, please, this is not, it's not speaking well on us. Now, they've been asking him questions for 6 hours. I read something somewhere where somebody was challenging the point I made. A very interesting article he wrote about the fact that in America, prosecutors do press conference. Yes, they always do. But go and look at the press conference, whether in those press conferences, they pronounce guilt on anyone. They'll come and say that we have had an information about Ghana Water. We have interrogated the suspect. The suspect has provided some answers. Those answers are unsatisfactory to us. So we are proceeding to court. It is in the court that the media will get the details. They don't come and say, he took money, this, he used it to buy a house. And then after they have said that in the public, they now go and sit him down and ask him questions for 6 hours. Or they now go to court and say, oh, my lord, we have to keep him inside, we have to keep him in interrogation for a while. We have to keep him in interrogation for a longer time. Why that? I mean, we are building a republic. The republic doesn't belong to anyone. And the republic will outlive everyone. And today you are here, tomorrow you'll be there. It always happens. It always happens. Tomorrow you are here, tomorrow you'll be there. I have an interesting story in just the last one on this one. In the 2017, and an appointee, and I won't mention the names because maybe when I finish the story, you can get the story. I just don't want to mention names. This appointee was a high-profile appointee of President Mahama. And then I was going to Jubilee House and I saw him at the entrance. Why do you have Atacha here? Okay, let me finish. I'll finish with the story. But Ata is the lawyer for Kwabena Boahene. You know that, the indefatigable Atacha. So, actually, I touched the screen and Ata appeared. Sorry, it's not them. You know, my hands, these screens are sensitive. Let me move forward a little bit. All right. So, this appointee was coming, very high profile appointee in President John Mahama's appointment in government. Very high appointee. This is about January 2017. Akufo-Addo had just become president. So I saw him. I said, oh, what are you doing here? He said, come. I went. He said, only last week I was in this Jubilee House. I have been sitting down for 4 hours waiting for the person who took over from me to tell me something. And I have not been able to see the person. So I'm going. I said, oh, I beg you. You wait. Let me go and see. I quickly called Abu Janapo. I said, Abu, but why is this person waiting outside? He said, but I thought he was waiting for this person. I said, yes, but he says he's been sitting down for 4 hours and he's going. Can you do something about it? I can't remember, but I think Abu did something about it. Okay, fast forward. 2024, January. The person who was outside looking for the person who was inside and sat down for 4 hours has come back to the same position. And he has come to replace this person who got him to wait for 4 hours. 8 years after. 8 whole years after. As if the 8 years didn't happen. As if it was 1 week. After 8 solid years of governance, everybody has forgotten about everything. The person who was occupying position A has come back to occupy position A. The person who came to occupy position A in Akufo-Addo's administration, who let the other person sit down for 4 hours without being able to see them, must now hand over to that person who is coming back to position A. And I learned a lesson. The republic will outlive everyone. The republic, it will outlive everyone. There's another person. During the NCA issues, he called me and said his radio station is in trouble. He wants to know from me whether his radio station is one of those that NCA wants to close down. So I picked the call. So, I mean, I spoke to him and I said, I looked at, I said, I don't think so. I don't think so. Those that have problem with NCA, those who may have not paid for a while, your radio station is new, so I think you should be fine. He said, hey, is it because I'm broadcasting NDC? I said, no, it's not that. Then he moved on to the next conversation. He said, Paul, in Chad and Uncle be yes, sir. I said, what is he talking about? He said, I'm afraid we know what fay. Me frɛ wafa. Uncle be me frɛ sa obi amfa. Hey, inti mon kai debi. And I was very sad. I was perplexed. And I think Commander Boahene was sitting by me. So I told him that, Commander Boahene, it's the NCA board meeting. Commander Boahene was sitting by me. He always sits by me. So I said, Commander, this guy said, but his radio station is not part of it. I said, Charlie, but he says that when you call, nobody picks. He said, but who is he calling? I said, I'm sure he's calling our people. He says, nobody is picking. So I beg, this is his number. Tell Joe Anochi to call him. And then, Charlie, we can't do these things. And then we all smiled. He gave the number to Joe Anochi, and I think Joe Anochi called him. The guy is back in the same position today as John Mahama has become president. So, you see, this matter, Honorable Attorney General, these things, how we treat human beings. We are politicians, we can go at each other's throat. In British Parliament, they even kill each other. We can do that. But human rights abuses, we should, as much as possible, eschew that one. Human rights abuses. By all means, prosecute anybody you want to prosecute. By all means, do that. But even within the context of prosecution, they don't want you to do certain things.
Ha and number me kwan do me see fe e won sem ayekoso ni de eba e wo mani mi e from Michelle ha e Ghanatube so